Oh my god, this is such a good question. Hey guys, I'm Maryam and this is Lee.
Hey guys.
And we are here today for the second episode of our relationship advice series, Ask Marley. And today we are going to be talking about relationship, about love, about jealousy, about the language of love, affection versus non-affection. We're going to be answering all of your questions openly, honestly, transparently, because we care about you. If you guys don't know us, you should check out our Get to Know Me video. But the reason why we're doing this is because we've been together for 17 years and we sort of feel like we are experts in this field. We want to help you guys find love, keep love, all of those good things.
The idea here is to make a difference and to just spread good news. So remember to subscribe and give it a thumbs up.
And comment down below if you have any other questions. Notification bell.
Let's get to this.
Let's get to it. Okay, so we are gonna tackle two major topics today, and then we're gonna enter into our flash round of questions. The two topics are affection and non-affection, as well as jealousy.
I'm looking forward to this.
The affection and non-affection kind of arose from our episode 1 video.
That's right.
In which I asked Lee a flash round question. Why are you not affectionate? I am a super affectionate person. Every day that I wake up, the first thing that I do is I lean over to Lee, I give him a million kisses, and I just smother him with my love. He, on the other hand, tells me that it's too hot.
No.
Most of the time.
No, I say you want coffee.
And then he tells me to go make coffee.
No, I don't ask you to make, I make it for you.
Let's get to some affection and non-affection questions.
I'm about to argue.
So here is the first question. How do you adjust to your significant other when they're not the affectionate type, but you are?
I love this question.
I feel you. It's really hard for me sometimes to adjust to the fact that Lee is not the affectionate type. He is not gonna hold my hand while we're walking down the street. He is not gonna snuggle up with me unless he has ulterior motives.
They're pretty clear.
Here's the thing. You kind of gotta ask yourself, does my partner really love me? Does my partner care about me?
Great.
Does he do things for me selflessly? And when I ask myself those questions, the answer to those questions is yes. So the fact that he's not affectionate is just a personality trait. He really is the giving and the caring type. I appreciate that much more than the fact that I hate that he doesn't hug me as much as I hug him.
What you're saying is that you've learned how to appreciate me for who I am?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, sometimes in a fit of rage, she would say, you're not affectionate with me. Why am I always the affectionate one? I feel like I'm the only one showing you love. And when you hear that from somebody you love, it used to really hurt me a lot because I used to say, what do you mean I don't love you? I adore you. I don't just love you. You're like my heartbeat. So I used to feel guilty as if I was doing something wrong. After doing a little research, I figured this out. Usually what happens in some relationships, you'll get one person who is probably a little bit more pragmatic, meaning that they're thinkers, they're in their head. Everything is about common sense. It has, you know, A and B make C. So they're so in their head that they really are not the affectionate type. What you could typically find in these people is that they tend to be what we call romantic. They're the types of people that will cook for you. So I cook for Maryam. I make her coffee. I run errands for her. I make sure she's okay. And that's how I show my love. So what I would tell you is, if you're the affectionate type and you're with somebody who's not so affectionate, look for those moments where they are doing those things, where they are showing signs of affection. Mwah.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yes. I love you. All right.
Me too. Now, on the flip side of that question, there was another question. How can one who's not affectionate demonstrate affection? I think that's a really good question for you, Lee.
You have to look for moments in the day where the non-affectionate person is showing their affection in the language that they know how to communicate it.
Right,
the language of love. Now, you may say selfishly, which I totally get, you know, yeah, I get that shit, Lee, but I need a hug. I think you have to compromise.
I think a compromise is necessary. That reassurance sometimes really does help.
So we received a lot of questions in that category of affection, non-affection, and so forth. And one of them was really interesting because she literally said, my husband is so affectionate, but I just wish he was romantic.
Help me, Lee. Your husband honestly sounds like a Maryam. Maryam is not very good at planning romantic dinners.
The key to solving just about any problem is really understanding your significant other.
And no matter what language of love they speak, they're speaking it.
Figure out each other's language and then go, okay, can we be a little bit more bilingual here? And then you start working on the compromise.
I like that.
You like that one?
Yeah. Are there times when you don't feel like being affectionate towards Lee?
Never.
Yes, girl. After an argument, Lee thinks it's cute to, you know, have a little makeup sesh. Not I.
You're just literally throwing it out there like that.
Not I. Don't touch me, don't hug me, don't look at me after an argument. Give me 24 hours.
Ooh, I'm sweating.
Or sometimes when there's a really stressful situation and I am just like in the zone, I do not feel like being affectionate or being lovey-dovey.
I think a lot of guys want to have makeup sex. I said it. Gross. It is gross. And I think that might be a good topic. Like, you know, why are guys like that?
What happens when people who have been in a relationship for a long time start losing affection for one another? Basically, people have been together for years. They were very affectionate, very lovey-dovey with one another in the beginning of their relationship. Yeah. Holding hands, cuddling when they were at the movies. And then 5 years, 7 years, 10 years down the line, suddenly that affection just fades away. Or let's say you become parents and you have children to take care of. What do?
I love your answer in episode 1 about just going out and just taking personal time to kind of rekindle or
reignite the flame,
add more fuel to your fire.
Do something different. Step outside of your comfort zone. All right, so I think we've answered enough questions regarding affection and non-affection. If we haven't answered your question for some reason, then please leave it down below and we will answer it in our next episode. Now, moving on to jealousy.
Jealousy!
Yeah! We covered jealousy a little bit in episode 1, but we had so many more questions.
I love jealousy.
So let's start with a simple question.
All right.
Does Lee care if you showcase the girls in your outfits?
No, actually it doesn't bother me at all. I think that it depends on the situation, like where are you going? If we're going to my parents' house, it's probably inappropriate to like have the girls touching your chin. A lot of times we go out to events, you know, you get to kind of play dress up. I think it's cool.
I think dressing for the occasion is always important.
Yeah. If you are blessed to have certain features that you feel are attractive, then be your best you.
Use a keeper though.
People think like if you or a girl wears something, that means automatically she's gonna cheat on you. No, she's not. So I think it says more about the guy being insecure.
Has Lee ever had to put a guy in his place?
No, I've never, again, because I've never been in a situation where that's happened.
Well, we've been in situations where we go to a club, like let's say we're in a big group, we're drinking, and there's times where I will literally talk to guys just because they're sitting at like the next booth or whatnot. The guy doesn't know if I'm single or not. Nope. And ultimately it's my responsibility to cut it off when it needs to be cut off.
Now, if it's like a really sketchy guy and then probably crossing the line in some kind of way, you gotta come in and kind of break it up.
But I think this question was actually sent from a man. Is it okay to look through someone's phone? Ooh, see, off the bat I would say no, you should have trust. However, if you're not trusting your partner and if you need that validation, then maybe you should, if you're looking for some evidence.
I agree. I think if you feel the urge to go through someone's phone because you suspect something, I think you should do it. But if you find it and you get concrete proof, get the hell out of there. Now, that's not to say that if you have kids or if you're in a long-term relationship with somebody that, you know, you may say to yourself, you know what? I found this, he's been cheating, we need to work this out. I totally respect that too. I don't think there's a one answer fits all here, but you really gotta make sure you nip that in the bud.
It has to be a team effort.
It has to be a team effort.
How can you spot an F-boy?
Wow, I feel like this is like Ask a Man. I find that F-boys are just about having fun.
Yeah, they're not very serious. There's definitely people out there who like to live the F life. I get it, that's fine, but if you're not about that life, how do you spot a person that is? I think the key is to actually get to know them. That's the only way that you'd be able to find out who this person really is.
Really good answer.
And what their true intent really is.
Yeah,
you have to go in there and you gotta get to know them. 1 date, 2 dates. In 2 dates, you'll know. So there's a question that's about jealousy, but it's not about romantic relationships per se. Has either one of you ever been jealous of a non-romantic relationship? Example, friend or sibling.
Wow.
That's a really good question, and I think it's a thing that a lot of us kind of just mislook. Yes, in our society, we consider jealousy almost sin-like, but it's hard to avoid it, especially with social media, especially with everything that we see on TV constantly just thrown thrown in our faces, the way to deal with that is to really work on your own inner peace, on your self-confidence, and on your self-love. Once you focus on yourself, then jealousy kind of just poofs out the window. You don't even have time. You don't even have room for it. Because once you love yourself and once you're really confident in the person that you are, around your siblings, around your friends, around your significant other, then confidence is what you lead with.
I love what you just said.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really agree with that.
Next question about jealousy is, what do you do when you feel jealous? Do you talk to him or her? Do you confront him or her? Or do you just let it go?
I go up to Maryam immediately.
Yeah, you gotta nip it in
Like,
the bud.
I don't let any time pass, because the more you let it fester, it's gonna build a narrative, edging you on. It's gonna be like, yeah, that's right, she was doing that. Yeah, she does it all the time.
It's really important to talk to your mate before you let your mind
Let them know how you
paint
feel.
pictures. You need to let people know how you feel.
Yeah.
Don't judge yourself and don't judge them.
Be kind.
And just be kind. Lead
kind.
with kindness. Try to
Yeah.
be understood and try to understand them. So there's a really good question, but I want Lee to read it because I don't want to read it myself.
You are gorgeous.
Thank you. The rest I'll read myself. And you and Lee are always around other beautiful beauty gurus. You seem very comfortable with it. The rest of the question cut off, but we understand where it's getting to. We are in the beauty industry, and obviously because we're in the beauty industry, we deal with a lot of beautiful women and men as well.
And men too, yeah.
It actually sounds a little crazy. How does someone not get jealous when all these beautiful women are around Lee? Wow.
I've never even thought about it.
I've never even thought about it, to be honest with you. These are my peers, these are my friends, these are my colleagues, you can call them, and yes, we're all in the same industry, but we have the utmost respect for one another. I think that is key. And we're also very affectionate with one another.
Yeah,
a lot of
for
us
sure.
kiss and hug. Most of the husbands or boyfriends, just like Lee, are not necessarily attracted to all these beauty gurus. They know who their mate is,
They're
and they might find them beautiful, but
for
are they
sure.
attracted to them, and do they want to do something about it? No.
No, never.
Definitely not.
Flash round! It's time for the flash round!
Okay, so this is how the flash round works. We read your questions, we try to answer them bottom line, to the point, straight to ya.
Right.
Bam.
Yeah.
How would you deal if your ex's family is always somehow still in the picture?
But do you guys have kids?
Yeah, if you guys have kids.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna be there for life.
If you guys don't have kids,
Yeah,
cut them
just
off.
be like,
Deuces. Does it ever feel awkward talking about money?
it used to be, now it still is, but not as much. But yeah, ask me next week and it'll change. You know what? That's a great question for an episode, like, cause money and bills cause fights.
Oh my God. Comment down below.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How do you make time to be intimate, AKA sex, in your hectic schedules?
Whenever you have the opportunity. I mean, when we're done with this video, we're going right to it.
No, we're not. We're having dinner. You're cooking, actually.
I tried. Flash question. How do you deal with your parents not liking the person you've been dating for such a long time?
Oh, if you're an adult, you have to explain to your parent that, Mom, Dad, I know you love me and you want the best for me. However, you gotta respect my choices. Even if you don't like my choice, trust me, I'm making this choice because it makes me happy. And ultimately, don't you care about my happiness?
Okay, next question. How do you know when it's the right time to move in with each other?
You just know. You just feel it. You know it. You guys have been dating. You've been on dates. You're doing things together. And you can't be without each other. And you need to take it to the next level. You need to feel that passion that you feel for each other. And you need to test it. You need to put it to the test.
Just make sure both names are on the lease. Thank me later.
Next question.
Next question. Do you ever get relationship anxiety?
Yes.
Yeah, I would
I
say.
do.
Yeah, you get it more than I do.
I do, man. We see each other so often that sometimes I get anxious, like, oh my God, this is just too much Maryam and Lee all the time. And I just need to get away. I need to go to my mom's, or I need to go do something. I need to see my friends. But then another aspect of it is like, you want to be perfect.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make that person mad. And you're just like constantly feeling like you're walking on eggshells because you just want to do the right thing. I will tell you from experience, this is very normal, very human.
Oh yeah.
You kind of have to almost meditate on it. You have to really dig deep inside yourself and find out what is it all about. Okay. Super flashy flash round question.
Super flashy round!
What do you do when your partner's breath stinks?
Give him a breath mint.
What would you do if I met a guy who I just genuinely really like and we become really good friends, and you start feeling like maybe I'm spending too much time with him? What would you do?
I would tell you. Duh. We'd have to talk about it. What would you do if one of your close female friends, you know, was kind of crossing the line with me?
Depends. Is she drunk?
Yeah, she's drunk.
She's drunk. I would just let it slide, to be honest with you. She's not gonna do anything and he's not gonna do anything, and I'll just be like, man, that's her being drunk. That's just me. Sometimes though, you gotta put your friends in place. Sometimes you gotta be like, girl, drinking a little too much.
Flash round question. Who pays for the bill?
You.
Okay, who cooks dinner?
Whoever's better.
Great answer, I like that one. Who does the laundry?
Everybody does their own laundry.
Who drives the car?
Whoever's a better driver. Who cares? Whoever wants to. Who wears the pants in the house?
Whoever can wear them best.
Do you break up with someone if they cheat on you? Deal breaker or nah?
Depends on how long you guys been together.
Damn, so you believe in working it out?
Do you believe cheating on your significant other is a deal breaker?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it? Boom.
Boom.
Wow.
Done. Off with his head.
Okay.
What was your favorite year in our relationship?
So many. I don't have a favorite.
All of them.
Have you ever been so mad that you didn't even know what to do, you just shut off?
Yeah, a lot of times. Well, let's do deal breakers.
Hold an inappropriate secret for a long extended time.
Oh, it depends on the secret. Doing drugs, deal breaker or nah? Yes for me.
No for me.
Damn, you're so lenient. Getting along with your parents.
Not a deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker for me either.
No. If we broke up and I fell in love with one of your girlfriends and she fell for me too, would you be okay with it?
Oh God, we talked about this. And like at first I want to say, no, I would not be okay with this. But if me and him remain friends and if I truly love him, don't I want him to be happy? And if this person really makes him happy, then why am I to butt in?
Okay, thumbnail face
Go,
time?
thumbnail face.
Do not make coffee like that. To do so is either like I was gonna pretend. Babe, come on.
You see? He hates it. He's like, it's too hot, babe. Get off.
It's hot, babe. Ask Marley. Just want to ask him.
I like your lipstick.
Thank you.
What a beauty.
Did you just give me a side eye?
I always tell him, there's never a wrong time for love. You ready?
You ready? Excuse me, I had to burp.
And on that note, we are gonna wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to our answers to your questions. Please let us know down below what are some of the topics that you want us to cover in the next episode, in episode 3. Make sure to check out episode 1.
And I think we're gonna run with Ask Marley. So whatever you want to put the hashtag out there, you can use that.
Anyway, thank you, Lily, for joining me. You're the best.
Mwah. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. We're looking forward to the next episode, so keep those questions coming. They're really good, and they really have us kind of re-ask ourselves questions that we haven't asked each other in a long time. And if anything, it's definitely bringing all of us
closer.
And if you like these kinds of videos, we have some more over here, so you can check out. And don't forget to subscribe, because you should, because if you're not, then why are you here? Like, subscribe. Hello, super easy.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Mwah.
Bye.